What's going on, guys? Oliver here from Response AI, and in this video, I'll be explaining the one single document that I send to cold email leads to regularly book 30 meetings per month on autopilot. Now, in general, this asset that I send is what I call a self-fulfilling PDF. And I actually covered this in brief detail in a previous video about my 3 cold email secrets. So in the description of this video is a template that you guys can actually copy paste that I made for this video. So just go ahead and steal that. Now, basically, the workflow is as follows. You write a normal cold email, and instead of asking for a meeting, you ask if the prospect would like to see the PDF. You don't call it a PDF. You call it something extremely enticing and valuable to the lead, and you need to make sure that the name of it acts as a disqualifier for people who aren't useful to your agency. An example is the 7-step lead gen ladder for accountants to get from 1 million per month to 10 million per month, or the 30-day automation guide for agencies to go from 25 clients to 100. Notice how the PDF title is not only enticing, but it purposely alienates clients that wouldn't be a good fit. You actually just have to replace the result they'll get with your own qualifier, specifically the starting point, e.g. 1 million, 10 million, 50 clients, etc. If the starting point is 25 clients, a team with 2 clients probably won't be interested in your offer. Just like all of us watching this video wouldn't be interested in how to scale from 100 million to 1 billion. Like, just yet, we're not interested in that because we don't need that information. Let's dive straight into what this self-fulfilling PDF looks like first. So I'm going to discuss the deliberate and intentional structure of the PDF and exactly why it works, and then how to copy it. So just before we dive in, let's talk about the structure. First, we've got the big claim, we've got the social proof, then unique mechanism, then visual stimuli and proof. Next, we have a booking link. Then we talk about the problem. We explain the solution. We reiterate the mechanism. We back that up with multiple case studies. We head over to explain about context. Then we talk about the burden of inaction. And then we give the person a call to action. So let's dive into the document. So at the very top, we're obviously going to have the big claim. It doesn't have to be that complex. It can just be something broad. So we help B2B companies book sales calls on demand. Now, if you want this claim to be bigger and for people to get more attention, you can obviously name the amount. So we help B2B companies book 50 meetings a month, whatever it may be. But listen, in the Alex Hormozi kind of world that we're in at the moment, everyone is here, that kind of thing. It's better to just be a simple offer that explains what you do. And then my kind of view is that these days, the best no-brainer offer isn't we help you get 1 million meetings. It's actually instead we've helped 50 people do the same thing. So remember that in your position right now, if you don't have clients, you need to give away your whole life to get some clients and then get them good results. Then your new value proposition or your new sort of unique reason for people working with you is actually because you're really good. Let's just grow up in 2024 and make sure that we're all actually good at what we're selling, because I never sort of scaled faster in my agency than when I was actually just doing good for work for people. People are going to refer people. People will, spread the word, post on Twitter and Facebook and Reddit about you, and you'll get loads of clients. And I only achieved that kind of scale when I was actually doing good work for people. So the next thing is obviously the structure, social proof. So as you can see, we've got 25 companies have made 500K using our wildfire outreach framework. Now, one important note is that remember that I'm not calling this the cold email thing or the cold email this or the cold calling this. It's called the wildfire outreach framework. So you have to make something unique and call it something unique so that people remember it. And obviously something like the 90-day belly blitz for pregnant women is completely different to just going to the gym or getting a personal trainer. You see how it's a lot more flavorful. So the next thing we're going to do is head into 100% performance-based, only pay for booked calls that show. So if we just delete the things that we've already done here. So as you can see, we're now at the unique mechanism. The unique mechanism is 100% performance-based, only pay for booked calls that show. The next thing is we need some kind of visual stimuli. The thing that I loved using for my clients is a visual stimuli just of meetings getting booked. And as you can see, this is just a screenshot of my calendar when I was running a lot of outbound. And as you can see, it's literally meetings every other day or every day, which is super, super useful. So if we head over to now the booking link, just got to make sure there's a booking link somewhere to actually book a meeting. I'm now going to go and delete this. Let's go into the problem. So again, we're just reiterating what the unique mechanism is and what we actually do. So we're helping Canada and US based B2B companies add 30 warm and qualified leads to their pipeline. I notice how you mention a bit of the context, like how you do it, but then you have a without statement or like an aversion of pain statement. So I'm saying, whilst saving 50K, which is obviously a really good positive sort of like analysis of what you'll achieve if you work with me. But the other thing is keeping CAN spam compliant. So when I was running a lot of cold outbound campaigns, I noticed that a lot of people were worried about staying compliant with like CAN spam laws and cold email laws. So that's what I pop in to this document so that they know they can trust me. Plus, I then sort of reach to the end of the document. I say revealed also, this is how one of my clients booked 1,000 meetings, whatever it may be. So you're getting them excited to read the rest of the document. And again, you're just constantly glittering in calendar links here. So diving into the problem in general, you can ask something like ChatGPT to write you like an old school sales letter. But the general gist of an old school sales letter that you see on like QVC or you see on like these old school ads and things like that, you've got the problem, the solution, the mechanism that you're going to use to actually solve it, the case study, context, etc. And we're going to go into that. If you really want to crush this, look up Russell Brunson's perfect webinar script. And this is how you can, get loads of meetings with this kind of framework. So the problem, channels like referrals and ads are really amazing when they're consistent, but they can dry up. So, ad networks might hate you. You get restrictions, limitations, whatever it may be. And then I've got more like trusted by and social proof. If I just delete some of this, we've now got the case study, the context, and the burden of inaction. So if we go back down here, you've got the problem here, explaining the problem. You've got what we do explained and how we solve the problem, and then how we, handle all the aspects of the system. And then it also reiterates the pain that they're being saved from. So we help you save 20 hours per week, and you don't have to focus on hiring, but just scaling. A bit more context, and then I know that the formatting of this document has been ruined by this. So if I actually delete this, it should be a bit better, yeah. So this means you can scale your lead gen efforts, XYZ, ABC. Then a bit more context, so leads on demand. You can start and pause anytime. Reiterate the value proposition and the unique mechanism. Then we're into the case study. So all you need is a screenshot and like a clear understanding of what you did for someone. This is obviously a clear screenshot of our campaign with Sorol, which got them 35 ops. And this is a bit more information about like how we actually do this. So we get our in-house data platform, which is Response AI. We get the leads, we find out who their favorite clients are. We write emails that convert, all that stuff. And notice how constantly I'm posting all of this, like this stuff about people that I've worked with and things like that. Finally, a bit of a sneak peek and the context of what we actually do after discovering the case studies. And then we're finally reiterating the pain and what we do. So are you a US Canada-based agency? Do you want to add 30 warm and qualified leads to your pipeline for Canada? Then we're constantly glittering in, like I said, the calendar links. And finally, make sure you have some kind of image of yourself and the number, and then a link to your website. So obviously, like this doesn't exist anymore. Oliver Outbound's not real anymore because I actually shut down the agency. I still have a few clients, maybe 4 or 5 clients on retainers, but I did this to focus on my SaaS, which is obviously a lot more important to me at the moment. So if you guys go into the description, you'll actually see the full sort of template of this, and that's just my explainer of it. And remember that if you want to see exactly what the structure is, here it is. So just to reiterate, you've got the big claim. So for example, let's go through some examples of this. The big claim is we help accountants make $1 million in 1 year using the ABC framework. The social proof is that you've worked with other people. So we've helped 25 other accountants do the same. The unique mechanism is that we've helped 25 accountants do the same without spending $1 on referrals or paid partnerships. Then the visual stimuli is like, say, it might be a picture of one of your clients. It might be a picture of a pipeline that's filled with loads of leads, and just some kind of proof. The booking link is then just to get them into, your system. The problem is what the accountants are facing. So accountants spend way too much money on ads and they rely on referrals. But then the solution is, here's how we fix it. And here's how we can do ABC to actually get you there. The solution then is done. And now we're reiterating the mechanism. So remember, we get you solution without problem and problem and problem. Then we go into case study. So XYZ accounting firm actually did ABC result, or got this or got that. Another case study if you can, and another one, as many as you can possibly put into your document. If you don't have any, you're just going to have to work for cheap or for free to actually get the first case study, which is absolutely fine. I'll make a video about that soon. The context and sneak peek, so explaining a bit more about, like what they get, what the pipelines are going to look like. Finally, the most important thing was actually the burden of inaction. So if they don't work with you, what's going to happen? They're going to have to spend 50K on hiring. They're going to have to spend more money on ads. They're going to have to get coaches in, consultants, things like that. The burden of inaction is one of the most important aspects to the entire document, because they have to focus on what life will be like if they continue doing what they're doing, and not changing their ways, and not obviously investing in your tool or your service. So that is basically it. Go ahead and get this document from the resources below. And then any problems at all, guys, give me a shout and ask me any questions you have. And obviously put your logo there and then change it for your offer. And I'll speak to you soon.